crowd. We appreciate everybody coming out. Especially want to welcome our new board members. Tonight we'll try to ease through this a little bit, so we'll give everybody a chance to get used to the meetings and kind of how everything works. We'll start off tonight with our prayer request list as we normally do. We need to remember Miss Helen Owen as her father-in-law passed away. Miss Rusty Nixon as her stepfather passed away. Miss Rachel Kelly as her stepdad's battling cancer. Jeffrey Grissom, his father's had surgery on his wrist and his hip due to a fall. Jennifer and Kim Maynard's father-in-law passed away. The family of Ed Boone Taylor, he passed away. Lynn Brown's mother-in-law passed away. And Tricia Oliver has a sister that passed away. Are there any others that we need to add to the prayer request list? If there are no others, we'll go to the Lord in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you truly thankful for this beautiful day that you've given us. Father, for every blessing you give us every day, we always want to be thankful for that because, Father, we're richly blessed and we just never want to take those things for granted. Father, we know we're all granted reasonable health to be here tonight. There are those that are not, and we want to pray for them. For all those on our prayer request list that are sick or shut in, we want to pray for them, pray that you'll be with them, and especially those, Father, on the list that have lost loved ones. It's a hard thing, Father, and we just want to pray that you'll give them a comfort that only you can give them. Father, we want to pray that each day of our lives that you be with us, that you help us to be the people we should be, and help us every day to be the example that people can see you living in us. Father, most of all this night, we want to thank you for your Son. It's his name we offer this prayer. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll start off tonight with our school updates. Mr. Vaden, if you'll come up, Gordonville High School.
Address the board here. Thanks for having me. Mr. Smith asked us to come every year. Appreciate the opportunity to come and speak to you guys. Just a little update on where we're at Gornsville. High school now, we're running between 475, 480 students. Got a little lucky this year. We had 90-something kids in 6th grade, and we only brought 82 to 7th grade. So, not that we don't want the children, but we're kind of crowded the room, so we got a little lucky there. But we have made a few changes at Gornsville High School. The programs, Mr. Smith and Ms. Five and the folks here at Central Office, we tried to look at some things to change that may help kids as they get out pursue jobs. So we started a criminal justice program. Of course, we're sharing a teacher, I think Mr. Towns will tell you, with Mr. Kit Jenkins, who's working out really well in the criminal justice part. We at Gordonsville are teaching as a profession. We're offering teaching as a profession. We hope those two careers we need teachers, and we need police and people in our community here in Smith County, so we hope we can guide some of those folks out in the next few years to pursue some of those careers. And we added, in our ag department, we just started an animal science program to kind of had a lot of interest in some kids wanting to be vets, and that end, we doing ag mechanics, but we wanted animal science to kind of guide those guys in the future as they went on to college and veterinarian and those type of things. We have seven new staff members at Gordonsville. Have Mr. Darrell White, who's a chemistry teacher. We looked up and got him. Mr. Smith had some connections up the street in Putnam County, so we grabbed him away from Upperman. We hired Mr. Randy Harrell as our new baseball coach. He came from Hillwood Metro. I don't know how we got him. Him and his wife both took a $20,000 pay cut to come, so I think they were wanting out of Metro. Miss Michelle McRae is our Spanish teacher. Michelle has a student or a child here in the school system in Smith County, so she left the profession and came in to teach in another profession. Mr. Adam Shaw has been hired as our physical science and assistant football coach. Of course, I mentioned Mr. Kent Jenkins as our criminal justice teacher, and Mr. Blake Dillingham has been hired as a PE teacher there at Gordonsville High School. The other big change we've had, of course, is our head football coach. Coach Marshall chose to retire and move on. He's, I think, back in Rutherford County teaching, and Coach Clemens has taken that head job there at Gornsville and doing a fine job with that. Would just like to say, I don't want to mention all, but we have, I think you'll see tonight, our FFA, we got some students going to a national convention, competing. We have several things happening on the national and state level with our CTE programs. And I guess finally, everyone knows we're trying to build a field house, keep you up to date. We brought that in front of the board a few months ago. We've got your structure up, but we haven't got it right in yet. I seem to stay on the phone trying to feel like a contractor, I guess, trying to get people there to do that. But that's coming along very well. We hope to be finished with that. You know, we was hoping end of September, but now we're looking more at the end of October to get people lined up. So, but that's kind of where we're at Gornsville High School. I'll answer any questions if you have any or anything else. Anything?
No question. Thank you, Mr. Vaden. Now we'll go to Smith County High School, Mr. Tim Towns.
I'd like to echo what Mr. Vaden said. Appreciate the opportunity to come and talk about just a few of the things going on at Smith County High School. Our enrollment numbers, we're down just a little bit. We're right around 600 students. I think we ended the last year with around 625 students. We're down just a few, although that number changes almost daily. We have students coming in and sometimes transferring out. We have several new faculty at Smith County High School as well. One, Mr. Vaden already mentioned Mr. Kit Jenkins with our new criminal justice program. I'd like to echo the same thing. That's working out great at Smith County High School. I think it is there too. I think that program is going to do nothing but grow. But other folks that we have, Mr. Frank Ruckman is a freshman level math teacher. He comes to us from Wilson County. Similar situation, wanting to move. I think built a house here in Smith County. Has moved here. Mr. Todd Hess is a special education math teacher. He's also an assistant girls basketball coach. He comes to us from Putnam County. Mr. Greg Bibb, who actually started at the very end of last year, is a head girls basketball coach and PE teacher. Ms. Rachel Bush is our new family and consumer sciences teacher and is the head volleyball coach. Ms. Coralie Terry is our new Spanish teacher. She's a Smith County native. Just finished school, is back here, and we're excited to have her. And also we have Mr. Gunnar Osborne. He's our he's not on the faculty, but he is our new head baseball coach. Also have Mr. Zach Carter, started as special ed paraprofessional there at Smith County High School. And if you come into the front office, we do have a new receptionist, Ms. Casey Barnes, there at the high school. Just a couple of other things, and I was talking to someone today about me and Shane both could have made out probably a 3-ring binder of things that are going on there at the high school, but at both schools. But just to mention a handful of things, some of which you'll hear some more about later tonight, but I did want to mention Miss Tristan Nixon. She is a National Merit Scholar semifinalist, which is a huge, huge deal. We're very excited about that. We also have a student that's serving as a state CTE officer. Grace Harville is the state FCCLA president this year. Another very big deal, and we're excited for that opportunity for her. Also, we had some students take some trips this summer and compete on a national level. Our health occupation students went to Dallas, Texas and competed. Also, our FCCLA students, we had a couple go to Atlanta, Georgia and compete there. Also, our SAD club, we had some students that attended an anti-tobacco conference in Chattanooga this past summer that was sponsored by the Smith County Drug Coalition and got some good information there. Also, we've had some Chromebooks. One of the things that I think all of our schools are always in need of is more technology, and we're the board and Mr. Smith's really helping us with that. But we also had the good fortune of having the Johann Abraham Foundation donated 3 brand new Chromebook carts, about 75 Chromebooks to us there at Smith County High School. We just got those in the last couple of weeks, and teachers are starting to use those. So we're very thankful for that. And then a couple other things. Our Special Olympics flag football team, won the Area 9 championship last week, and I wish you could have been there to see their faces when they got back. It was an excited group of kids, and they'll be competing for the state championship here in the next month or 6 weeks. And then, like a lot of the other schools here, we have a very extensive tutoring and after-school program. I always want to push that to parents and kids. If anybody's ever talking about struggling with different things, we've got tutoring available and love to have them either before or after school. But that's what I've got on my notes. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer.
No questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Now we will move on to some awards and recognitions. Ms. Tracy Bratcher, you'll come up, of our 2018 retired teachers.
We had 4 teachers to retire this past school year. First one is Miss Becky Cookston. Becky started her teaching career in Sequatchie County in 1978. She came to Smith County in 1984, and she was at Smith County High School for 6 years. She then went to Union Heights Elementary for 11 years, and then Miss Becky came to work here at the central office as the school nutrition supervisor, and she was here for 17 years. Becky has retired with 40 years of experience.
It's been a pleasure, and you know, I'm a very emotional person. This was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my life, but I thought about it, I prayed about it, and when I got peace about it, I shared. Probably not as early as I should have, but it was a truly, truly wonderful experience at Union Heights, Smith County High School, and this Board of Education is the best place in the world. These people will help lift you up when you're having a hard time, and they'll help you celebrate your joys during the good times. And if you're in a real bind, they'll roll their sleeves up and help you work really hard. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Also retiring this past school year is Miss Paula Gibbs. Paula began her teaching career in 2001. Miss Paula has taught at Forks River Elementary School for the past 17 years. She has taught several different grade levels at Forks River, and she now substitute teaches for us. And I don't believe she's here tonight. Miss Diana Preston is the next one. Miss Diana began her teaching career in 1978 in the Smith County school system, and she has been at Defeated Elementary School for the past 40 years. She has taught 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grades. And while she may be retired from teaching, she has come to work back in the county as a system-wide teacher coach. So we're glad to have her back.
I totally get what Becky was saying, because I may actually cry. I have been crying since last April when I decided that I was going to retire, and that was the hardest decision I believe I have ever made. I've had so many people in the course of 40 years that have helped me along the way and been so good to me. I spent those 40 years at Defeated Elementary School, where I went to school. As far as I'm concerned, it's the greatest place in the world to live and to teach. The children there, we rarely had a problem. The parents were wonderful, and the faculty and staff, you couldn't ask for any better people. We've helped each other over the years get through lots of things, and it made us family. And now that I'm working here, I guess this has become my family, and these people that are inside this building are wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It is a joy and delight every day for me to come to work, and I never thought I'd be able to say that about any other place than Defeated School. I'm a new teacher coach, and I get to go into all of the schools, and I've been in a lot of classrooms, and I'm telling you, we have got some great schools. They all are, and some great new teachers. I think there's 23 of them now, and they're good. They really are. They're working hard, and those students are learning, and they've done magnificent. You've done a great job by selecting those to go with the others that you already had that were doing a great job. So I thank all of y'all, and I just wanted to mention Mr. Joe K. Anderson, who hired me 40 years ago, and how much I appreciated him for giving me my start. And I thank all of you for all that you've ever done, and Mr. Smith, you especially, how much I admire and appreciate you.
And then we have Miss Janet Wiggins. Miss Wiggins started teaching in Smith County in 1988. She started out at Pleasant Shade Elementary School, and she was there until 2006. Miss Janet then went to Carthage Elementary School, where she finished out her career. Miss Wiggins retires with 30 years of classroom teaching experience and is now a substitute teacher in Smith County. I don't believe Miss Wiggins is here either. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bratcher. And thank y'all, the two teachers that's here. I know one of you, I was waiting for your speech on your star student, but I didn't hear it.
Well, that was going to be about me.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
I was afraid if I told the story on you.
Let's not tell, okay.
Then you would tell stories on me.
We'll stop before they get bad. Thank y'all. Now we will move on to our National Merit Award and Miss Melinda Spivey.
I am very honored to present the next award, and to the student that we are honoring tonight is no stranger to this stage of recognition. She's here often, and you should know her by now. At this time, we would like to recognize a senior from Smith County High School who has demonstrated exceptional academic ability. Tristan, if you want to come on up. Ms. Tristan Nixon is a semifinalist in the 2019 National Merit Scholarship Program. This is a huge accomplishment, as only 16,000 high school seniors across the nation qualified for semifinalists in 2018. Each year, over 1.6 million students participate in the National Merit Scholarship Program by taking the PSAT test. The national pool of semifinalists, representing less than 1% of the U.S. high school seniors, includes the highest scoring entrants in each state. Tristan will now compete for the National Merit Scholarship offered in the spring. We are pleased to recognize Tristan for achieving this status for her high score by the National Merit Scholarship Program. Tristan's parents are Mike and Michelle Nixon. If you all will wave or stand or whatever you can do. I was talking to Tristan before the meeting started, and I said, where do you want to go to school? And you know, I don't know, maybe MTSU. We talked about a couple of schools, and what do you want to do? Forensic sciences. And I said, well, what do you like to do outside of school in your free time? And she said, study, dual enrollment, and work at Timberlaw. So it's obviously paying off, and we're sure proud of you, Tristan. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Tristan. I'm glad you took after your mom and dad, not your uncle. We're about to go into, I guess, the boring part of our meeting. For anyone that wants to leave, if you were here, you're welcome to get up and leave. We thank everyone for being here.
Thank you.
And like I said, I'll ease through tonight, and I won't fly through to give everybody time to just kind of soak in what's going on. We'll start off tonight with our consent items. Do we have a motion on our consent items?
Make a motion, we accept consent items A through E.
Mr. Apple, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Shoulders. Any discussion? There are no questions. We'll vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have our superintendent actions, and normally, if you have any questions of those, you can ask Mr. Smith, or we just usually look through those and kind of see what they are. Hopefully everyone's had a chance to look at that. If they had any questions, hopefully you've asked Mr. Smith. All right, we'll move on to new business A. A lot of these are new policy amendments that we have to do. I believe there's one in here that is not a requirement, and when we get to it, I will state that. New business A is policy amendment 3.600. It's an insurance management's final reading. Do we have a motion on new business A? Mr. Manning. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Taylor. Any discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. New business B. This is a new policy 4.608, transcript alteration. It's also a final reading. Do we have a motion on new business B?
So moved.
Mr. Shoulders, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Apple? Any discussion? If there's no discussion, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. New business C. It's a policy amendment 5.802, qualifications and duties of the director of schools. It's the final reading. And do we have a motion on new business C?
Motion to approve new business C.
Ms. Moore, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Apple? Any discussion? If there's no discussion, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. New business D. It's policy amendment 6.314. This is corporal punishment. It's also a second final reading. Do we have a motion on new business D?
Make a motion.
I'll second
Mr. Apple, Mr. Manning with a second. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. To new business E. This is new policy 1.701, school district planning. It's the final reading. This is the one that is not a required policy. This is also the second final reading. Do we have a motion on new business E?
So moved.
Mr. Shoulders, do we have a second?
Second.
Ms. Moore, any discussion?
Is this, so what is this right here that, this, if it's not a required policy, I mean, I'm just asking,
It is TSBA, the state, what is this, Tennessee State
Tennessee
School Board Association. Highly recommends we do this. What it'll do, the way I understand it, it'll just keep the board, the director, everybody with a common goal.
And make
You
sure that
develop
we meet
strategy.
more and we understand, if you've got questions, things you ask me to do, and as far as a system to keep the board more informed.
so when will this be brought back up for another discussion, do you know?
This, if we approve this tonight, this will be the second final reading. It will become policy. So we'll abide by this policy, which we are doing now in a sense,
Anyway.
because we'll discuss later about a school board retreat that we kind of do a day that everybody can be, and it will count, that day counts as your continuing education or what you have to do
Mm-hmm.
for that year. But it's kind of where we all get in here and discuss our strategies, our goals. Are we meeting those goals? It's a good way to check yourself.
We did that last year.
It was great.
And it was fantastic. We were able to sit down and share, everybody shared ideas. We had a lot of, I mean, I
Everybody
thought
was
we
going
had,
to different meetings at different times. We had kind of have
yeah, one
Collaborative
meeting.
group.
we all got together, and it's all here. You don't have to go
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
to Nashville. We'll
Yeah.
all meet here. They'll come here,
yeah.
and we'll.
And from that, we were able to develop a plan, develop, some things that we wanted to do, and a lot of good things, I think, have come from that,
And we can review kind of what we looked at last year.
Right.
How far have we come? Have we got to the goals? Do we need to set different goals? So it's beneficial. I feel like, but I mean, if we pass this, this will become policy.
Well, and if we have a place where we have a direction, something that we're aiming for, at least we know whether we're hitting the mark and we're missing the mark. And if we don't have a plan or have some direction where we're going, then we don't know where we're headed. And I think that's important.
I think in theory, it would force you into having some long range.
Which
you
we
guys
desperately
informed of
need.
What's coming 5, 10, 15 years down the road.
Right. It's probably
Okay.
probably more beneficial to the future boards than it
It
would
is
be
this
right
particular
now.
board.
Yeah.
Right.
So this won't be brought up ever again, and as far as voting on it, we'll vote it tonight, and it'll be the final, right?
We'll vote it. That'll become policy. Now we can vote to change a policy or amend it or what we. Or disband it.
Disband,
I mean, we-
amend it.
We
Oh,
have,
okay.
we have that, if we pass a policy and we see 3 months down the road, or we need to amend it a little,
Yeah.
we can change those, it just has to come back before the vote.
Well, it just caught my eye when I was going through my book. It said this is not a required policy, and that's pretty well the only one that we're looking at that's not. I'm new on the board, and I'm not trying to even cause that, but I thought, well, why not ask them to see what we're looking at, because,
We want everybody, we don't want anybody to leave this, of course, Mr. Shoulders has been on the board, we don't want anybody to leave a meeting and not know what they voted on.
I guess the easy way to explain it is for you guys to help you, all of us to understand and have a common, that nobody, make you more informed, that you know that we're headed or what direction
Okay.
you want it to go, to have more input in that.
Okay.
Planning.
okay.
And the School Board Association, what they do is suggest policies and plans, and some of the stuff we adopt, some we don't. But I think they're very foresighted, I guess you would say, and what's coming down. They have legislators, lobbyists on the Hill. They know what's coming on, and I think they're really beneficial in catching
Okay.
stuff. A lot of times I'm like, oh, I don't even know if we have a policy on that, and I look and we do because it's been adopted. 8 years ago because the School Board Association saw it coming, so.
This just kind of sets out a roadmap from point A to point B. If you find a better way to get to point B, it can be amended to go that way.
Okay, you could amend it.
Yes, we can
Okay,
amend,
okay.
we can amend policy if we
All right.
see that it's not something we need to tweak or.
Okay.
Those are good questions, though.
Mhm.
Very good.
Yes, and please ask any time. Don't feel free to ask. Any more discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. New business. Health. This is new policy 3.220, district water testing. This is also a second final reading. We have a motion on new business F.
So moved.
Mr. Apple, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Shoulders. Any discussion?
Yeah, who attends
We need to
Yeah,
work
health
out there.
department.
I think they're actually got some schedule, but it would be through the water department or the health
Health
department. And I think it's a great idea, as long as our buildings and our lines are. I mean, I think it's great that we've got
Yeah.
something that in place to cause that, but we've been got it. We've got a schedule and everything.
They just do it annually, is that what they do it, or do it quarterly or annually?
2 years, ain't
Once every 2 years.
Once every
It
2
was
years?
just- Yeah, every school. Like I said, we done, David's done got a schedule worked out with them and done started, so.
it? Probably staying from Davidson.
it won't-
Probably staying from Davidson County.
That's where you come from.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a great idea, as old as our buildings are, I mean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any more discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. New business G. This is a policy amendment 4.206, homebound instruction. It's also a second and final reading. Do we have a motion on new business G?
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Manning, do we have a second?
Second.
Ms. Moore. Any discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. New business H.
There's an amendment.
I missed
That's
one
There's an
here.
amendment.
Is it?
New business H, policy amendment 4.700, testing programs. This is a first reading of 2. Do we have a motion on new business H?
So moved.
Mr. Shoulders, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Apple, any discussion? And this is, as Mr. Apple said, this is an amendment, like we had passed.
Oh, okay,
This had to be
okay.
amended.
Oh, I got you.
I will say, we surveyed the teachers and let them choose what percentage that they wanted the test to count.
The teachers in the county.
And here's a copy of the survey that we did.
Pretty clear to me.
Yes, overwhelmingly, grades 3, 5 chose 5%, grades 6, 8 chose 10%, and grades 9, 12 chose 15%. And I left the ranges there so you could see the ranges, the numbers, percentage they had to choose from.
What, the A, B, and C?
Uh-huh.
It shows in under it, this, they could choose anywhere from like 3, 5.
State requirements, they could fall anywhere in that, in that area.
So if we pass this, we're gonna,
We'll have a second read. Every policy or policy amendment comes through, we'll have 2 readings. This is the first one, so we'll have one
next month, or it'll
Next
be a
month.
couple of months down the
probably be
road?
next month, more
Okay.
than likely.
Okay.
Unless something really
Okay.
changes.
We can amend, we can pass the policy on first reading if it's necessary or there's some
Right, if
reason to
there's
do
a
that.
Some reason.
circumstance.
I got you.
But we usually do it, it used to be 3 and then we amended that policy to only be 2. Because
Yeah.
it was taking forever. to get
Yeah,
stuff
you get into, we just
Years
keep
back
going
when I
over
was-
policy.
Alrighty.
So the amendment is basically bringing the policy more in line with the thought process of the teachers.
Right.
Correct.
We had to choose, we could have dictated it fell in that, but that's what they recommend by survey.
I think it's awesome.
They got fit, though.
Absolutely.
So was it that last year's teachers that did it? Because obviously we're so quick into the new year. It's probably done last year. Is it this school year we already done
We did
it?
it this school year. We had 81 responses.
Wow. Did the principals have to do any part of that?
They actually received the email also.
Okay, good deal.
They could vote if they wanted.
We won't keep them in on it.
Any more discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. New business I. This is policy amendment 4.600, grading system. This is also a first reading of 2. We have a motion on new business I.
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Manning, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Apple, any discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. New business J. This is approval of school fees at Gordonsville High School. This will be for the 2018-19 school year. We have a motion on new business J.
I'll make a motion to use this.
Mr. Manning, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Lewis, any discussion?
So what is this right here? What fees? Is that the seniors only, or all throughout the freshmen? Is that like your?
This is like your lab, like you flip over, you can see it's lab fees,
Oh, I got you.
club dues, beta club dues. They kind of break it down.
These were fees we had always paid in the past, but
We pay
we paid them in the past.
school board.
Yeah.
Yeah,
through
okay.
BP funding, but we never brought them in front of the board till it was recommended in the last audit. It ought to be, it's not by law, but they really stressed us, they like for it to be
open
Yeah.
where everybody can see it.
Yeah,
And we voted on most of those schools last.
yeah.
Last board meeting.
Yeah. The other thing, and I guess just for the benefit of the new board members, this would fall under something where their fee waivers would apply for lower income students. They can apply to have their
Free or reduced.
free and reduced lunch.
Can they?
Uh-huh,
That falls in this.
uh-huh,
It falls in there.
yeah. So it doesn't apply to every child.
Okay, good.
Any more discussion? If it involves money, we'll normally roll call, so we'll roll call. Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Mr. Shoulders?
Yes.
Mr. McHale?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes. Motion passes. New business K, this is a return check procedure. We have a motion on new business K.
So moved.
Mr. Apple, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Shoulders? Any discussion?
I just have one question. If we do receive a check back, a return check, are we charged for that?
We're
I
not,
know-
are we?
We're not, from what I understand.
Okay.
We could charge a fee and.
No, I think you're asking if we're charged.
Yeah, because,
Yeah.
We charge.
right, I mean, I've had checks come back on me before, and the bank charges me for that. I know that they charge the
Processing fee.
person,
Yeah.
you know, that, I mean, I get, it's like $5 or $8 or
I think
something,
our banks have been gracious because it's school system.
not to do that,
Yeah.
okay.
So what,
This is from the auditor, they have recommended this also because especially we had some schools that started doing up blaming the cash only. And we got hit pretty hard when the auditor said, we don't need, and we don't need to be handling cash in the paper trail. And so they said, we don't have any way with some parents. And so Tamara highly, that's our auditor, highly recommended that we have a school policy in place so we can come back and to get bad checks and try to deter it as much as possible.
so is the principal of that school gonna be the one that watch, how does that happen?
Come
if
back
it-
into knowing what your center finance officer.
Bookkeeper mostly that opens the mail and it's the one that follows through with those procedures. Bookkeeper, the principal probably would be made aware of it, but I would send the bookkeeper will do a few with a,
Most of it is either fundraisers or a lot of it will be on your lunch count.
Oh,
Bookkeepers from each school. Take care of it.
and the cafeteria already has this policy. There's a policy, I think, but I wanted the procedure to be for all.
And we're consistent across the.
Yeah, not just.
he got defeated doing one thing, New Milton
Right.
another.
If you're doing it for
Consistency.
girls' basketball, the feed is the same as the lunch program at New Milton.
Right. Yeah.
It's easy for us to keep up with it.
Right. So does the county have, do we have one central bank we're using then as far as?
Yes.
Which one is that?
Um,
Do we,
It's, I know that, but I get mixed up. I think it's Citizens. But
Okay.
There's like 3 Citizens. I get them confused which one.
okay.
Y'all know there's different names.
Yeah.
Names here, but it's
Okay.
Citizens Bank.
So if a check is wrote at New Milton, it'll wind its way back through here
Mhm.
before it's ever took to a bank. It ain't, each principal is
Well,
carrying
they'll
it.
deposit it.
They do?
Yeah, yes, to their account.
Okay, okay.
But everything goes on the books, usually, we got one, if you ever want to pull anything, or send it finance, whatever, we got that.
Okay.
That's one of the changes that we've made in the last, since I've been on the board, we all have one, because it used to be
CFO.
different at different, every location had a different, and that was an accounting,
Right, not now.
yeah. It
Yeah,
was
I
an
see
audit-
that. I
audit
guarantee
time
you.
it was
Yeah,
from.
okay.
Any more discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We need to do, let's hop over to new business M before we do new business L. Oh, I thought you said reverse them.
I have already reversed it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta do it.
Sorry.
I was thinking the same thing.
You said,
I've already reversed
okay,
them.
my bad.
I just.
I see what you did, okay,
Yes.
never mind. Let's go to new business L. This is fiscal year 19 Safe Schools Grant Approval. Do we have a motion on new business L?
I make a motion.
Mr. Lewis, do we have a second?
Second.
Ms. Moore, any discussion? If not, we'll roll call. Mr. Manning?
Yes.
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 Yes. Motion passes. Now we'll go to new business M. This is the approval of school Motorola radios and vehicular repeaters bid. We have a motion on new business M.
So moved.
Mr. Apple, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Manning? Any discussion?
This is what we're doing with some of the grant money that you just approved.
That we just approved.
And this will actually now cover our out-of-school we've been worried about for 5. We've had a terrible time getting the right repeater and the right cell phone coverage. We tried this, we're told, so we're hoping that we'll have great coverage now out there in all our schools.
There's dead spots in some of the buildings in,
Trevor, Union
yeah,
Heights,
and
defeated
defeated.
Oh, okay.
key spots.
Can I ask, is this a mixture then of like new equipment and replacing some old equipment as
It's
well?
actually putting up these
Oh,
repeaters.
Good deal.
We couldn't, these repeaters wasn't hitting at all when we got, and they done a study, and they think this will hit it, and we had some, maybe 10 grand, but the radio was like in a bus or like in an office center, or like 5 watts, 25 watts, and these, they wouldn't hit, the handhelds are 5, so they wouldn't hit. Even though the sheriff was gracious enough that with this, we think we can hit everything according to what the study showed.
Good.
So we should cover every outer school, and now they put one in each classroom too. So they
25
won't have the
watts out
emergency
of
channel, the teachers won't, they'll actually have a Motorola 2 watt that will hit, power up the higher end radio.
Good deal.
Will they be able to, from that, will that be all the way into, like, will they be able to directly communicate with the sheriff's office or through those,
No.
or just through the building
Each principal has the capability of doing that.
to do that? Okay.
Yes, we thought might get too,
Yeah.
they'd let us either, but.
Right.
But that good Motorola will sister pair with
Right.
theirs, and then they
Right.
can flip one button, they got a scanner too. on
Yeah.
there. And they'll give them.
Hit a different channel to get to,
Yeah, they can scan all day long unless they're aiming, but they can hit one button and be on their frequency, or they can twist one button and go to, straight to ambulance service, straight to the sheriff's department and so on.
great, perfect.
Any more discussion? If not, we'll roll call. Mr. Manning?
Yes.
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 Yes. Motion passes. New business N. It's fiscal year 19, 21st Century Community Learning Centers grant approval. We have a motion on new business N.
So moved.
Mr. Shoulders, do we have a second?
Second.
Ms. Moore? Any discussion? Not, we'll roll call. Mr. Manning?
Yes.
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 Yes. Motion passes. New business O. This is Gordonville High School baseball to sponsor a haunted house. Do we have a motion on new business O?
So moved.
Mr. Manning, do we have a second? Mr. Apple? Any discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. New business P. This is permission to purchase Chromebooks with Title I funds. We have a motion on new business P.
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Lewis, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. McCaleb? Any discussion?
Yes, sir. I just have a simple question. Over time, at looking at some of these myself, I found that they were not compatible with various types of software. You satisfied that this is going to take care of the needs of our students right now and in the immediate future? You feel comfortable
Well,
with that?
what we've done in the past, even when we've had some private donors on that side, they have to go back through us, because we're the ones that has to keep the software.
Right.
So yes, I am, because I think now we got it consistent, that what we're buying, a lot of them still don't even want to go through the school, which is fine. we'd rather do that, but we still make them go what we want, so it's compatible, but we gotta keep them up.
Right.
So we do pre-approve, yes.
I'm good with that.
It's above my, but I got somebody that does it.
If you're content, I'm content.
All right.
Any more discussion? If not, roll call, Mr. Manning?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes. New business Q. This is permission to purchase and install basketball gymnasium wall pads at Forks River School. We have a motion on new business Q.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Lewis, do we have a second?
A second.
Mr. McKay. Any discussion?
I've been helping her get this down to $850.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
We get a check, and I found I got the direct back. A lot better deal.
Good, good. If there's no more discussion, we'll roll call. Mr. Manning?
Yes.
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 Yes. Motion passes. New business R. Did I skip? I skipped Q. New business Q.
I thought we just did Q.
We just did Q.
We do.
Wait a
I
minute.
couldn't find it in my book. I think you got them backwards.
Yeah, school bus sale.
Oh,
Mine says
Q
Q.
was
Approved in my book.
Yeah, mine says Q.
That says Q.
Down on your shoulders there, I got some of these.
The bus? Mine's on it.
Just announce which one it is, Brian, so we know. Yeah, there's two Qs.
Okay, okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, we are going to move to new business R.
There it is.
That's what I've got in here. And that is permission to sell the school bus number 28 by sealed bid. We have a motion on new business R.
So moved.
Mr. Apple, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Taylor? Any discussion?
So this bus was donated to the Gornersville High School band last year, and they've decided to not use it. That's what it is.
Yes.
They decided they didn't need it right, Mr. Baden, they gave it back graciously, so
They give it back to the.
give it back to us.
Some work that had to be done on it, and really couldn't make it feasible.
What did this decide they didn't need it?
Yeah, they said to take all the seats out, and I actually think Miss Diane told me today maybe the transmission was going out on it where it's set. So, but that, she determined that after we decided we didn't want to probably a blessing in disguise, you know, going to Joe Burns and the transmission goes out.
They'll make them fix it. They'll make it back.
So we're not keeping maintenance up on it, are we? Or was we keeping maintenance up on it?
If it went over there, we would have, we would have, it's minor, but when they got ready for tires and that kind of thing, we'd have.
Okay.
Actually, it sat in our lot for about 8 months, and I said, we gotta do something with this bus. We're either gonna fix it or we're gonna give it back. They chose to give it back.
Okay.
And they could
Kinda
always
how
ask
they-
for
how
another
they
one.
went about it.
Okay.
If in the future they decide they wanted one, it wouldn't be a problem for that.
Okay.
They don't bring anything, no matter if they're one of the brothers,
Yeah.
they can use it.
Okay, if we have no more discussion, we'll roll call. Mr. Manning?
Yes.
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 Yes. Motion passes. New business S. This is approval of an archery team at Smith County Middle School. We have a motion on new business S.
So moved.
Mr. Apple, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Shoulders. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, we'll vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. New business T. This is the annual review of the DTC media contract. This is a request to approve the annual review. We have a motion on new business T. Mr. Manning, do we have a second?
Second.
Ms. Moore. Any discussion?
So in a nutshell, what is this agreement concerned of as far as,
Basically for DTC to film your ball games.
To
Okay.
film,
just in a nutshell, I was just asking, what was this about?
They,
yeah,
Or what?
They're paying
they're
the schools.
paying the schools to film.
Okay.
Any more discussion? If not, this involves money, we'll roll call. Mr. Manning?
Yes.
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 Yes. Motion passes. New business U, this is bid approval for diesel fuel. Do we have a motion on new business U?
So moved.
Mr. Moore, do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Apple? Any discussion? If not, we'll roll call. Mr. Manning?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes. All right, now we will move to our discussion. Our first discussion, which I have a couple more not on here, but we'll get to them in a second. Our first discussion is our school board retreat. And this is what we were talking about earlier. Each year, and we'll have, this is another one of our discussions, going to be kind of a little orientation with the new members, so we'll discuss this in kind of further detail. But in a nutshell, you have to do a continuing education day every year to stay on the school board. And this qualifies as that, but it also qualifies as a retreat because we all get to be together. If you can do those classes separately, if you want to do them separately, but we kind of choose to do these together, or we did last year, and it was really, really helpful. Only trick is everybody has to be here. Nobody can be absent. Superintendent and secretary both have to be here. So we got to pick a day that everybody can be here.
Out of these 3 dates,
Out of these 3 dates, that's when Miss Grissom could come do the training.
is it hard to get everybody here at one time?
Sometimes.
So what, you just start the first date and then work your way to see if everybody can do it?
Well, we kind of have to line her up
We gotta pick one of these dates.
she's already-
because she's hard to get.
I can't be here in October.
I cannot be here in November.
It looks like January
If
7th.
I can, I got in service.
what's got,
David?
Could I make a suggestion, maybe to give everybody a little bit of elbow room, because it sounded like it was already filtering around the table and I had the same circumstance, maybe if we reach out towards January, that gives us enough time to work around our personal schedules. How do you feel about that?
Did you say you had in service in
I'll
January?
be here.
I may have it in
Until I
November.
work out. You
Oh, November.
How you feel about it? Does it work for you?
work for me, I don't have anything on the 17th, Tricia, that far out.
Myself, January's better for me because I'm slow.
I mean, it's
That's,
only
that's
for
my
me.
slowest time.
What day is the 17th on?
It's on Thursday.
Thursday. I think they're all Thursday.
It's
So-
it's a long day, but it's a really good day.
The school would be going on that day here then.
Well, it's better that it's here because if not, you spend that 8 to 4 in Nashville.
You gotta go to Nashville.
I mean, at least you're
But you
here.
can't, let's just say, for instance, I was out of town. Could I make it up in Nashville without y'all?
And your secretary will knock all them out of it too.
Yeah,
Yeah, the retreat.
everybody has to be here. That's the only.
That's the, you know,
That's
you
the
don't
key.
have to do it that way, you can do it
Yeah,
individually.
we can go do it.
So let's just say, let's say the
No.
worst case scenario, I mean, let's say there's a sickness or something. Is it gonna knock everybody out then? If,
Yeah.
let's say you come down with the flu and couldn't be here?
Well, we had something happen. What was
Mr.
that last-
Yaman.
Mr. Yaman had-
Mr. Yaman.
But he was here half.
He was here
She
half a
She
day.
was generous enough since he was here, that she counted it, I think, but they're pretty strict.
They're pretty strict. It's worth it if you can get everybody here.
Yeah, because we don't have to go to Nashville.
I mean, January is usually, I'm just,
And this does, like, the school and youth board members have to do it 2 days.
Yeah, you'll have orientation,
You'll
which,
have to do it. What?
Your orientation yet?
no, they haven't,
They've only just now been.
They
sworn
just-
in.
October.
We got 12 months.
but they only offer the new board orientation,
First 3 months.
the first 3 months.
where's that at?
That's in Nashville, and
Hey,
usually
good
all
job,
three.
guys. Got it in December and January both.
Has he got the new board
So
orientation?
December and January.
It does.
Is it in Nashville?
It is,
Okay.
Tracy Bradshaw set it up
yeah,
for you.
either month.
But now you don't have to go you won't have to go to both of them because this counts as one, correct?
No,
No.
that's
You'll
a
have to go to
2-day,
both.
that
You
orientation.
get 3 days out.
That's what I was coming at, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you'll have to go with that one, and you'll have to do it.
But you would have to, if you did those 2 days, you would have to pick another one anyway. I mean, you still, your first year, you'll have 3 days. Now, every year after that, it's just a day.
Every year.
Mhm.
Even you're having, all members of
All members have to do, all members have to do a day.
I think I'll be gone January if he's found out.
And the reason we gotta pick one of these dates, because we gotta get Miss Grissom lined up.
And she's hard to get lined up.
I called her.
For 3 days.
Yeah, I'm doing too
She
much.
had pretty independent, isn't she?
Mhm.
She works for
You
the,
want for insurance?
Tennessee
School
School
Board
Association.
Association.
You'll meet her.
But we do, while we're on this, we do need to make sure and you three may want to go together to your new board. Y'all may want to get together and get with Miss Tracy and find out what days those are we can help, or Miss Gina, we can,
I've not seen anything on it, I've not got anything on it.
I haven't, but, yep, have y'all got a package? One I may have, is it in that book? But we'll have to, we've got to do it. We'll talk about something in a minute that will help with
Okay.
that, but we do need to find, if we're interested in doing this, we need to get a day and get her lined up. And it sounds like October, November's out.
Well, I'll make a motion that we do it in January then, just to get the ball rolling and move forward.
Okay, I don't, we won't have to have a motion on,
I just get-
on discussion, but we'll decide can we just decide January, and if something comes up, I mean,
They'll all go later.
we'll all have to go to one of the later ones they offer.
We'll have to.
they do give you some alternative
That
dates.
you'll
yeah.
have to go to Nashville, but
Right.
they
But she's gonna come here at these dates.
On this one,
This
she's
day,
gonna come.
she's
Yeah.
gonna
This day she'll come if we're all here.
Yeah.
She'll do our training and everything. One time,
One
we
day.
usually do our
And it's
board
better
retreat
with
right
all of
then.
us
We do
here.
our planning and stuff.
It was great too, they
It
were
was
able with
very, very,
strangers,
very helpful last year.
It was.
you know, it was awesome.
Very.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
It's
it.
a whole lot, it's a whole lot better than what you get when you go down there, for sure.
You get a lot of one-on just with our board. Everything focuses on Smith County when she's here. Instead, if you're down there, you've got
Yeah.
25, however many other counties is in there with you, and you don't get the one-on-one. Well, let's just plan on the 17th of January. And if somebody knows of something that comes up before then, let everybody know, the next meeting or two. That way we can do some adjustment. I'm gonna put that in my phone.
Yeah, I just did the same thing.
Shit, answer.
What, 8 o'clock?
8
to
o'clock.
8 to 4.
It's pretty much all day too.
I mean, you're,
Yeah.
Last time we did it and then had a board meeting.
And we got a board meeting at night. It was all day, wasn't it?
And, what
Did you get overtime pay for that?
are they doing off
second
event,
meeting?
a big snowstorm?
Yeah, you get,
Oh,
now, that's
Load
just,
you up, yeah.
yeah, that's just something we'll have to take in.
That's about the time we get one every
this
year.
Yeah, I
is
know,
the
it may
jury
happen.
duty equivalent of being on the school board.
Yeah, it may happen. We'll plan on the 17th right now, and then we'll go. Should, we could do it. Get a reschedule.
I'll ask her that question.
in your dream, this is the state you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Now, let's move on. We got one more thing we need to discuss. Let's talk about this first, being we're on this. We have to have a new board member orientation, less than an hour. We need to get together, director, secretary, board chair, and HR, Miss Tracy, with our new members. And what it is just, of course, you've got a copy of your board policy, applicable portions, our duties, responsibilities of the board, director, schools, minutes of the board meetings. Have they got those in that too? Previous year? Okay, so it'll be something they'll get. Okay. And anything else, but we can discuss at that point what you need to, but we do need to go ahead and get them, I don't see Miss Tracy. Okay. To get you all signed up, we need to go ahead and kind of make sure that orientation day doesn't pass us by, because it is, they don't offer it all year long. It may be through January, may be the last one.
It's just a certain.
They're just a certain times that
I'll
they
look
offer
it up
that.
online.
Can you look it up right quick?
So this ain't what you talked about earlier, the 2 days?
The 2 days is it's a new board orientation that you have to do, new member. It's one time, but it is a 2-day kind of program.
And
It's
this
usually like a
is
Sunday,
Sunday to
Monday,
Monday.
like a Sunday afternoon. It's not all day Sunday. It was Sunday.
This doesn't want to be locally, Jamie, Mr. Flinker will be here and go over.
Is it like an hour or two?
Just less than an hour, just a short.
Now that's this.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this right here is just
Can we schedule that on our own merit when we want to do it, or
yeah. Whenever you three and everybody can get together. We just need to.
you want us to do it together?
The,
The three of us?
Yeah, we just
the
do
dates are October 8th and 9th, 8th and 9th, sorry, December 6th and 7th, and January 10th and 11th.
So that's your 3 days.
That's your 3 days, and you all can think about that. We do need to set this meeting though, because we're supposed to do it pretty quickly. So you got an idea of what responsibilities would be one of the things that you have to have done.
What dates was it? I didn't write them down.
October 8th and 9th, December 6th and 7th, and January 10th and 11th.
And what time of day?
It's usually like 8 to 4 or 4:30.
I thought the first day was
No, I'm talking about the 1 hour.
the 1 hour.
The 1
Oh,
hour.
I'm sorry.
We can do that at,
Sure.
yeah,
whatever day.
at 5 o'clock if that's fine for everybody.
In the day, at the night, whatever y'all.
Yeah, we can work it out, however, be easiest on everybody.
Could you do it before like the day of the next board meeting, do it right before then?
I good an hour before.
Hour
starts.
before that?
That'd be
If
good.
everybody can get here at that
That'd
time.
probably be a good time to do it, if that's the
Yeah.
rain, Scotty.
Can y'all get here by 4?
Yeah. When is the next meeting? You know by now?
October, it's October the 9th. We had to move it up because of fall break. It's it's at the bottom of your agenda. The next 2 meetings have been moved, they're at the bottom of the agenda.
So October the 9th.
You good, Ted?
We'll start at 4 o'clock.
Is that okay with everybody, 4
No.
o'clock?
Where's the agenda
Yes.
at?
I said
What's it
you
look
get a
like?
text about
It's
6
got
o'clock.
your,
Oh,
it's at the very
Okay,
front of
oh,
your.
okay, yeah. Okay.
Here's the thing, if they will attend that,
Uh-huh.
they need to see me or Tracy, because this will happen before that.
Well, they won't ever be, if we got a meeting October the 9th, they'll never be able to do that October 8th and 9th, because they won't be back here.
8 and 9's on a Monday and Tuesday this month?
Hold on.
Somebody said that I ain't
Yeah, that's
getting
a
it.
Monday and
Is it always at 5?
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday.
Sunday, Monday.
That's usually Sunday.
They're always at 5.
uh-huh. And they're always,
Okay, so now they're Monday and Tuesday.
So 4
it's
o'clock on
always
the
the
9th.
third Tuesday.
Is it?
But if
Okay,
that's
January
okay.
10th and 11th, that's Thursday and a Friday.
Huh. So they're not doing them, they used to do them on
And
Sunday, Monday.
December is 6th and 7th, which is Thursday and Friday.
You pick the ball game.
Yeah. Those Thursday.
They've changed it a little.
Those two times are Thursday, Friday.
But the next 2 is not on the third Tuesday because of fall break and Thanksgiving.
They might, you're looking, they might change.
So when would that be?
October 9th.
What day is that?
It's always a Tuesday.
Oh,
That'd be the only thing, if we do this at 4,
what?
then you wouldn't be able to do the October 8th and 9th for your orientation.
What if you give it after? After. You'd have to give it time to go down there. If they go down there.
Well, I mean, for my part, I'm not planning on doing it till December.
Okay.
So,
What about you two?
What's that?
What are you planning on doing here?
I thought you said we had to do it together.
No, you don't have to.
The 1 hour. you
The
have to
1
do.
hour we have to do
The
together.
2 day.
The 2 day.
The 2 day you don't?
No, I just figured y'all might want to, just
The,
from not knowing.
like I say, I can do mine anytime.
I'll just have to come over here and let Gina help me to figure it out. Have we got to set it at 9, tell you what night I'm going to do it on?
No.
Okay.
No, that was just giving you the dates if you knew already, like Mr. Lewis already knows, he's probably gonna do his in December.
The 2 day.
Well, then November
everything just
13th,
slowed
what
down
time
though,
will that
first
one
week
be?
of December. You
Okay.
kinda
Hey, Robin.
November
They take care of it, right?
That board, they'll all be at 5 o'clock.
We just
That'll
drive
be
in,
at
come
5.
back- we come back.
Well, y'all wanna
Oh,
set up,
these-
what about doing
It's right off.
that 1 hour deal,
It's right off Briley.
Oh,
4 to
it's-
5 that day?
oh,
on
I got you.
November 13th.
We need to do it as quickly as possible. Probably need to do it before the October meeting, to be honest,
I think so.
because the time constraint. We
The
probably
1 hour
need, we
deal.
probably need to do it before we have our second meeting. And if we do it before, then we can do it before our second meeting, if that's okay. And we'll keep it to them. We'll just go from 4 to 5, and then we'll go into our meeting. That's good.
On October the 9th, that's when you're,
Yeah,
That's-
that's our 1 hour
Yeah,
that we're
okay.
required to do, and then
so we'll
we'll,
need to be here at 3. You said-
no, at 4.
4.
Our regular meeting's at 5.
I thought you said you moved October the 9th to 4. Okay,
No, we moved our normal, we always meet on the 3rd Tuesday of the
Gotcha.
month, but we moved it up a week to
Okay.
October the 9th,
okay,
to be the
gotcha.
2nd
What'd you say they moved it for?
It's about fall break.
for fall break.
Okay, gotcha.
And then at 5, we'll have our normal meeting.
Regular meeting.
I know that's confusing,
Yeah,
but
so
we'll,
on this page, we've talked about 3 different things.
yes,
Let's go back over it.
yeah,
At the top, we've picked Thursday, January the 17th for our school board retreat, and it's from 8 to 4. Okay?
mhm,
Then, we have a 1-hour orientation scheduled for October the 9th. It will begin at 4, and our regular board meeting will begin at 5. And then, you will need to attend a TSBA orientation. That's a 2-day training. And there's 3 possible dates. That's October 8th and 9th, but really and truly, you probably will not choose that one because of our board meeting is that day. So you probably want to scratch that date. So now you can choose from December 6th and 7th, or January 10th and 11th.
and you don't have to do it right now, but you probably need to by the next meeting so they can get it lined up.
Yes, you can talk to Tracy or I, either one, and we'll help you get registered.
His mind's still made up.
So our meeting for all of us gonna be when?
October
All 3 of
9th
them
at
days.
4 o'clock.
No, I'm talking about our 8-hour retreat.
Oh, January 17th.
That's what I thought. All right.
January
I
17th.
thought you changed it on me.
said the other one I'll bring out.
Okay,
We got it?
Yep.
everybody good? Okay. Now we need to have Mr. Winkler step up.
The board had asked at the last meeting, or at least the field committee, for lack of a better term, had asked at the last meeting about a possible meeting with Mr. Rose. He had let me know today that he could do tomorrow night, 9/19. That's probably a little too soon. Next Thursday, 9/27. Following Monday, 10/1, or that Wednesday, 10/3. He says in the evening, so I would say 5 o'clock through 9 p.m. So that's realistically probably 9/27, 10/1, or 10.
10-1 on Monday.
Yes, Monday.
Who's left?
Can you read them dates one more time?
Yes, sir. 9/27, 10/1.
I should be good on Mondays. Hey, Mr. Apple, you're on this.
It was me and you and Miss.
Yeah.
At what time in that? What time in the afternoon?
Mr. Gattenbein.
You would
When
probably
you on
be
the
5
building,
o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
on the building, and you were on the building
Did
and
you
the
do it Monday?
safety.
I don't want to do it next Thursday.
Whatever you
All
want.
of us are just
I
particular.
think October.
It's like a committee.
October first on Monday. We meet here, we meet.
We have 2.
So I have no.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm not on that. I'm not on
Will
that.
you
I'm on
send
the
out
safety.
just like a, will you send,
I don't know if I am or not.
Mr. Manning a confirmation, that way he can send it to us? Or,
Is that when you're gonna do it? Is that when we wanna do it?
and anybody can come, it was,
Building committee, correct?
it's just the building committee, but anybody on the board can send it.
Anybody can come, but it's
Yeah.
just for the building committee.
Yeah,
So the building committee is,
October 1.
Is David Apple,
right now, it's
Tommy Manning.
Mr. Apple and Mr. Manning. Now, does any new board members want to be on the building? We've got two committees. We've got a safety committee and a building committee. And we've
What
had a
does-
couple that were on them that have went off the board. Is anybody interested in being on either one of those boards?
I'd like to be on the safety.
You'd like to be on the safety? We'll add you, Ms. Moore, as the chair of the safety. So add Mr. McCaleb to the safety. Do y'all want either one
But
of them?
we, even whether we're sitting members on a committee or
Right,
not,
you
we're-
still can come to every one. There's nothing saying
Yeah.
that nobody,
Yeah.
but it's just,
With your background, David, I'd really like for y'all to be at the safety guys. I'd like to get your background and that expertise, both of you guys, if you'd come, even if you're not on the committee.
well, if I don't have to be on the committee, obviously I want anybody to serve on it that wants to, but I can't help to have kind of a vested interest in that one, so,
We
you
would
know.
like for both of you to hear
Right.
what you've done, I mean, that, and do, I mean, that.
that'll give us 4 members on the safety committee.
Two.
Mr. McCaleb, Mr. Lewis,
Okay.
Four, I
and
think.
Mr. Apple.
Five.
Four on the safety committee.
Yeah, that's 4 on the safety committee. Ms. Moore would be the chair.
As many that wants to can be on it, right?
Right,
As many
yeah.
people-
Yeah, you,
Oh, she's done wrote it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on.
You're on.
You're on, congratulations.
What committee you
We're
on,
on
Joe?
top.
Hey, Joe,
Thank
what
you.
committee you on? Building committee?
Would you
I don't
help me
think
a
so.
little bit?
Tommy's about to
Yeah,
get you.
we-
I know it. I'm not on any committee.
They picked the best.
I'm on the board with the options for original.
Do you want to try and add another one?
I mean, it's not me, Mr. Apple.
We will continue.
Anybody come with-
What, right, I'll be here.
Brian, you need to.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And just, are you gonna confirm with us
I will
that
confirm
10-1?
when Mr. Winkler confirms with me, I'll confirm with Lynn unless you've already confirmed it. We're confirmed? Yeah, he's
10-1,
confirmed.
5 o'clock.
even got back.
Text me right before.
Yeah,
Where's the meeting at?
That's good right here.
October 1st, Monday night, 5 o'clock. Right here. Gina, if you don't mind, remind me, like you remind me.
Ditto.
So what we gonna talk about that night?
We'll decide.
Excuse me?
We'll decide when you get here. We got some questions we gotta ask you, Marty. We gotta have some answers.
Mm-hmm. Real simple questions, real simple answers.
You might want to review the proposed contract that would move around and then that'll
We're
clear.
under contract with Mr. Rose to acquire his property. And the contract goes till about March or April, don't it? And we gotta make a decision on whether we can adhere to his contract and his request.
And I think there's some things in it.
We just gotta get some definitive on the request.
What this meeting's gonna be about is to get him here,
So we actually know what he's asking of us.
so what he's at, put it in layman's term, what is this you're really requiring of us? And if we can change anything or we can't change anything.
So you're not gonna vote on no official business
No.
on that
No,
meeting?
no.
No, that has to come back to the board. What we're trying to do is just see what we can and can't, what he really wants out of this, what's the time framing of this, there's a time frame in with this, and what we can and can't do. Really, I think the main question I have, what's the definition of a full campus school?
And I asked him at the fair and he told me, he said, I mean, it wasn't what you would think. He's very, very lenient on all that.
So-
But we gotta nail him down to something definitive.
Nail him down, cause, you know.
So he's willing to, his proposal is to donate this land?
Yes, if we abide, basically both of us agree to the contract and things that's in it. And right now, I'll tell you right now, there's probably no way we can go first of April to get this thing agreed. But it might be, he might, you know, we don't know till we talk to him, Marty. We just gotta sit down and talk to him.
See exactly what he,
And,
We're trying to get a date for 3 or 4 months.
yeah, and that's
I
the
think more
Rose
like
property, and
6.
that's the schematics, and there's things that has to happen. You can't put a full campus high school on Rose property. But there it is.
without
Well,
buying
it says
other
that with a
property.
football field. Where's the football field at?
That's under the,
Right there.
right there's the baseball.
I see the baseball.
Actually, there's one somewhere that's got a football field, right here, here's one with a football field.
So it's
And-
right beside the,
Yeah,
That's
and
not
it's
the
super-
Rose property. That's
It's not.
on the Agee property. And part, see, when we was deciding on what we want, of course, you know, a lot of people don't understand why we bought the Preston property. When we seen the schematics, a full campus high school will not fit on the Rose property. You have to buy, was it 12 acres?
Yeah, that's-
12 acres.
From two
more.
different-
Two different-
two different
You exclude
people.
the fields,
Yeah.
the full campus field.
And when we'd seen the
That's if you
schematics,
keep the football field and you go down to the property and develop softball, baseball field. The schematic they showed us that night, the
Yeah.
engineers, it won't fit on it anyway.
Yeah.
You still have to either purchase part of the church property or part of the AG property,
yeah,
or both.
and at the
It
time.
lays real.
So you know
The way it
some-
lays is.
And at the time of the meeting, we had no clue on what any of the property would cost us.
Yeah,
And we knew we was fixing right out of the Preston property. And the Preston property, you can fit a full campus high school on the Preston property. You know, if you deemed you wanted to do that. But it would fit. I mean, football field and everything, it would fit. And so that's kind of where the board had to make a decision that night.
we were running,
We run out of time.
the option to purchase the Preston property was expiring like within 48 hours or something like that. I mean,
And
it
they weren't
was,
gonna extend it.
and they wouldn't extend it. We had already extended it once or maybe even twice.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't
Right.
extend it a third time, and they had an alternate buyer, so we were getting ready to lose.
And
If
we
we-
definitely did not want to sit here without a piece of property.
Right. And the only way that we
Right.
could make sure that we could do that was to buy the Preston property, which I don't think a lot of people understood why we ended up with two pieces of property, but that was why.
So now we meet with Mr. Rose and announce some of the contracts and verbiages, actually say what we can and can't do. But the Rose property is still on the table. It's still there. I mean,
Or is it on?
It's still there.
Okay, we'll meet with him on 10-1 at 5, and we'll kind of see what his ideas are. All right, let's move on to our annual policy review. There were none for August. Easy enough. Any need for executive session?
On the policies, they reviewed every 2 years, is that right? Or is it every year?
They cycle
You're
through
supposed to
every
review,
year.
they're annual, but we're doing them, that's the reason we're doing them this way, to meet that requirement.
2 years or a year?
We used to have to do them all at one, like, it was a mess.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
to sit down in a
Yeah.
meeting and go through.
Go
So-
through.
We always did it.
Every one of them.
The school system,
But it ain't-
we had to spend 2 days and just, it was.
Simpler to go through them.
It's
one month at a
easier,
time.
you can eat an elephant a whole lot better a bite at a time.
Reminder, October meeting's Tuesday at 9, October the 9th at 5, and we'll have the new orientation for 1 hour at 4. Don't forget that. And also the November board meeting's moved up a week, November 13th due to Thanksgiving holiday. Just keep that in mind. Is there any other business that needs to come before the board?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll say.
Mr. Moore, Mr. Manning.
There we go, Mr. Chop.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.